Hey everybody, it's Rogway here, and let's jump into building a website from scratch. This is the first real tutorial video of the series. Um, what we're going to start doing to get things set up is we're going to install our IDE, which is our editing software. You can use something like Dreamweaver, use brackets, you can use all sorts of different programs. Today I'm going to be using something called VS Code. Visual Studio Code, which is kind of the standard. It's a very, very excellent program for building websites, probably the best program out there. And I'm also going to include all the resources you need for this particular project, all the images you're going to need. Obviously, the CSS folder is empty. But we're going to look at setting up the folder if you haven't done that already, or if you haven't downloaded my folder. Very important that you have everything that you're going to use to build the website situated in a folder all together. And again, this is something you're going to hear over and over and over again, but websites need everything in that folder so that it's not looking all over the computer for it. Okay, so like I said, VS Code, great program to use. This is what it looks like. We're going to actually get into sort of downloading it. If you're on your computer and you're on your browser, just do a quick search for VS Code. They have, oops, that's not what I wanted it to do. Visual Studio Code, download. There it is. And it is offered for every platform out there pretty much. You can download it, it's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it's really, really excellent. Okay, once you've got it installed, once you've got it downloaded and all the rest of it, what you're going to do is you're going to jump right into the program, and it's going to look like this. You're going to have a intro page, welcome to Visual Studio Code. And what we're going to do, because we are using it for web design, is we are going to install an extension that we're going to need with it. Everybody's different as far as how they set up their screen. That's another thing we're going to talk about here. I like to have my screen sort of half and half. So I have my code on one side and I have my website on the other, sort of like this, split screen. You can set it up however you like. But the extension that we're going to add once you're in Visual Studio is this little block right here. Looks like these little blocks. We're going to click that. And we're going to look for a extension called Live Server. Okay, so you won't see it here. I've already installed it, but Live Server. You're going to search it. It's by a developer by the name of Ritwick Day, and you're going to click it. You're going to have the install option here. This is one of the great things about Visual Studio Code is that you can install extensions that will make life much easier. Live Server is probably the most useful for us as web developers because what it's going to actually do is show us, as we're making changes, it's going to show us what's changing in the actual browser itself. So over here, I've got my, I'm on a Mac, so it's Safari, but this might be Chrome or whatever browser you have. Live Server is going to connect to that and allow us to see what we're working on, what we're doing. So install that, make sure it's installed. I'm going to head back up here to the Explorer, which is the very top button. It's got like 2 pages. That's what the icon shows. It's going to ask us, where is the folder for this project? And so this is what I was saying is that you want to have everything contained in a folder with all the pictures and everything you're going to do. So simply go to Open Folder and find that folder on your desktop or wherever. For me, it's this website home folder, and I'm just going to hit Open. Now, if you're doing your own website, you're making your own thing, then just go to your desktop, right click, make a folder, okay, call it whatever, okay, and just use that folder, okay. Generally speaking though, websites will always have a CSS folder where the style sheets are held, an images folder where the pictures are held, Sometimes it'll also have a JS file folder, which is what where the JavaScript files will be held. Okay, these are the three most popular, sort of most common folders you'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. We're going to jump back over to CS. Sorry, I always say CS Code. VS Code. We're going to hit Open Folder. I'm going to find that website home folder. We're going to hit Open. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to create a project within VS Code. And the project now, if you look on the left side, you're going to see those folders from that project folder now showing on the left side. And you can see inside images, you can see all the images that we have available to us. We're going to talk about SVGs later, but you'll notice that they don't have previews. These don't have previews. But if you look at the PNG and the JPEG, you'll see some of the images that we're going to use. And it's really nice to have this little browser in here so you know sort of the name of the file or which file's which. It's useful. Okay. Next, we're going to set up by making our first page of the website. We're going to get things set up and started here. And easy way to do that is right here. You can see there's a little new file button. Okay. You can just click that and you can type index.html because that is the name of every website main page, generally most common. So you hit enter and now you've got the website started, or at least the HTML started. You can close the tab for the picture. Again, this was just what we were looking at before, but we want to just have a single tab here for index.html. And one great thing about VS Code is it's got a lot of shortcuts. So you'll notice that this file is blank right now. There's nothing in it. So we're going to put HTML, and you'll see you got a little drop down that comes up. We're going to choose HTML5. And what that's going to do is it's going to generate what's known as the boilerplate code so that we can see sort of the starting point of our website. Okay, and so this is going to be our starting point for getting this thing built. And now we can kind of see, and you got a little scroll bar at the bottom so you can see all the long lines. Again, I'm kind of on a small display here. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit like that. I don't want to make it too small because then you guys won't actually see what I'm doing. But that is set up properly now. We got the home folder loaded. We got the live server extension loaded. We got the index file made. We've got the boilerplate code in. We'll talk about what this is doing in case you need a refresher. Oh, one last thing. We want to actually see it in the browser. So with your browser sort of off to the side, or some people will split their screen up and down so they have the browser below, whatever you prefer. You're going to right click in this window and you're going to say open with live server. And what that's going to do is it's going to switch to the browser. Don't worry if you get an error because clearly it's working. It's because I had it previewing another page earlier. I was previewing this one. So I'm going to just close this one actually. I'm not going to use it anymore. And you'll now see document 1 right here, one document. This is our preview for this file, okay? So if I do a quick little test, say hello world, and I hit Command S, or if you're on a PC, Control S, I save it, it instantly updates in the browser. The reason this is excellent, in my opinion, and better than other programs is because VS Code is not using its own browser like something like Dreamweaver would do. It's actually showing you what the browser is going to show. I find with some IDEs that it doesn't really give you an accurate preview. It's using its own interpretation of what that looks like. This is giving you a very accurate, exact representation of what the website is going to look like. So that is good. Now we are ready to move on, and we'll do that, or we'll start that in the next part.